tell you, we had a co-worker, Katie. She just caught me muttering to myself. I do that
a lot.
You've seen it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just today, I'm just off. I'll tell you what happened. I told Chris Demm this. The other day, I had lunch with a valued client, advertiser on this show, this station. Very nice guy, along with our salesperson. And he wanted to give me some new notes on some new things they were doing.
Standard stuff.
Exactly. We have lunch every 3 months, 6 months, something like that. Just chat about how things are going. There's a partnership here. And here's what happened. We're there. He tells me all these things. Our salesperson says, don't worry about this. I'll take notes, and then I'll send you the notes, and then you'll have it for the next time you talk about the client. Absolutely standard. Perfect. So she starts taking notes in her phone on her notes app. And all that's well and good. Great. And she says, I'll send you the notes, and then you'll have them for the next time you do the commercial. That's all there is to it. Right? So she did. Right after the meeting, 10 minutes later, there are the notes. They wind up in my phone via text. Well, the next time, that was a couple of days ago. Now I'm doing the commercial today. So I said, okay, I better print these notes. So I go to the notes. Now with iPhone, it's different than it used to be. You can share them, and it's like more advanced. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I've used a few notes, and yeah, it's a different world.
It is. Recently, I was doing some grocery shopping, and my wife had shared the list with me.
I'm sure that's exactly what's his name? Who invented Apple?
Steve Jobs.
Envisioned.
Steve Wozniak and Jobs. Yeah, that's probably that. I bet they thought.
Lunkhead husband lost at grocery store. We'll get update from wife.
You know what happened? This was the holidays, and she was doing the shopping at one store, and I was at the other. And so as she got items, they would disappear off my phone, and as I got items, they would.
Are you seeing this? I was supposed to get Kleenex.
Finally,
no, I'm not.
And they just disappear, right off there. So anyhow, it's new. You can that kind of thing can happen. Now, I was a little intimidated by it, and I don't think there's any need to update it.
There you go. The standard Kelly line.
I'm sorry.
Why are we updating?
I'm sorry, but it used to be so easy. I would just take the notes, and then as I went through, I would just back over them with my cursor, and they'd disappear that way. Now, I couldn't share it with my wife, but did we really need that? Okay, fine. It's good. So back to this meeting we have with our valued client, advertiser on this station. The salesperson's taking notes. She sends me the notes. I see them. I see today we have the commercial. So I think to myself, all right, how am I going to print this on a piece of paper so that I can read when the time comes what he is wanting me to say? And I think, okay, I'm just going to email it to myself. So now it's on the computer, which is plugged into the printer, and I can print a piece of paper.
Here we go.
I guess even that seems old, doesn't it?
It does.
To print something. But we're dealing here in paper,
Yeah, I mean, if you watch, there's lots of paper in this room.
We still print stuff because I can't read everything. We can't read that off a phone or a tablet or something. I had a colleague try to go paperless and disaster.
Abandoned before one program.
Yeah, took less than a day. So I email it to myself, all right? Email from me to me. It shows up. I was like, all right.
Me.
Right, that's what it says. I click it. It says you have notes. I said, great. It says open the notes. I click open the notes. It says, what's your Apple ID and password?
Oh, boy.
Now, why does it ask for that? I just emailed it to myself, So
because it's a different device. Try and access the notes.
There it is. But in the old days, even in the not so old days, like a year ago, she could have just emailed it to me, or she could have sent it to me here. I could have emailed it to myself. I would have seen it. You know what I'm saying? Now she shared it with me instead of taking that extra step. I know this is technical and I sound stupid, but I didn't know the password. So now
you don't know your own Apple ID and password.
I don't know it. No, I don't know it. I put it. I mean, I never do anything with that.
Chris.
I tried Chris. I tried it. I did my usual.
Red Sox.
Yeah, I did. Listen, I did all my usuals. I looked at my shirt to see what logo I'm wearing today. It is a Red Sox.
Yeah. Well, so you got to be careful though, because if you try X number of times, and I don't know what the number is.
That's right.
You get locked out.
I tried it twice, and then it was like, you're pushing it now, aren't you? And then you get locked out. Anytime we get anything through Apple, my wife always does it. We use her username and password, and it's shared with everybody. So as soon as it asked for it, I was like, I'm not going to be able to get this. I tried the one that I have for a lot of stuff, and it didn't work. And then I tried one more, and I knew what you just said. It'll lock me out. I thought, what is wrong with I should just written down what he said.
Yeah.
I should just as we were going.
I'll tell you, I think your wife might have maybe changed your password without you knowing.
You think?
As much as she knows Apple ways, she might have done that without you realizing it.
It's possible. It's possible.
And she forgot to tell you.
Here's the ultimate irony for me, because I've run into the same issue.
Yes.
If sometimes I'll do work on my Apple machine at the house,
yes,
and then try to send it here.
Right.
In my notes, I now have a note of my Apple ID and password.
Well, exactly. You have to. And I know
that's what half my notes are now.
Here's my password.
My passwords.
My password for this. My password for that.
When's the eyeball future coming?
Give me that.
Come on, let's scan the eyeballs.
It'd be better, wouldn't it? And I know that some ne'er-do-well could pluck my eyeball out of my head, and then he'd know all the notes for the client.
Sure.
But so today, when I do that commercial, I'm going to have to go to this phone and start reading stuff.
You won't be at your best.
I will not be at my best. So you'll have to try and predict. You'll have to try and guess.
Guess which client?
Guess which client.
Okay.
That I'm doing a disservice to. By reading off my phone.
It'll be the pauses.
Yeah.
You know who I love? Scroll. And then you know what'll happen? Your phone will it'll just go dark. It'll lock itself out. So you'll have to get your face to open it again.
They do that too.
Yeah.
That's right. Or
Boy, I really love.
You'll try to enlarge the print with your fingers. Of course, it'll go away and you'll lose your place.
That's right. Somebody will text me in the middle of it and it'll be in the way. You know how that happens too. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, your son will give you some sort of update on the football games.
Yep, that's right. And then here I am just lost during that. I know that sounds old, but if I had just taken pen to paper, I would have it sitting here in front of me.
But our sales team has done that for generations.
Yes.
They take the notes, they take copious notes, and then hand them to us. It's a great service.
It's very nice.
It's a great relationship.
It's just the way it was done, which is the newest fangled. I'm sharing my notes with you. So, okay, great. I got the note. I can read it, but I can't then transfer it and print it. Probably could plug this phone into a printer somehow. I don't know.
I don't think so.
No,
you don't plug it.
There's no printing from a phone.
I don't think so. Unless you Bluetooth it to a printer.
There it is. At home, I can do that. My wife has set that up where we have our printer so I can literally print it from the phone at home. But she doesn't like when I do that because she doesn't like to use toner.
Excuse me?
We don't like to use...
Well, how else do you print?
Well, we do print occasionally, but she said... she says unless...
Oh, you're wasting toner.
You're wasting toner. She's like, you can read this off your phone or you can do it.
Does she look at toner the way... For instance, the Road Warrior looked at gasoline.
Yeah. Yes. It's pricey. Toner is pricey.
Well, of course it is, but I mean, why have a printer if you're not going to use it?
Well, we use it, but only when absolutely necessary.
What do you, if you had to guess, what are the last 3 documents you printed or that printer printed?
She prints, golly, I don't know, stuff for our kids' school. Sometimes she'll print. Her own lesson plans, because she teaches, sometimes she'll print. I very, very rarely use our printer at home because toner is like gold. You absolutely.
It's like eggs and gasoline.
Like eggs. It's like eggs. You can't, toner and eggs are out of sight with price. That's right. And I know I'm sounding old. I get it, but doggone it, that's frustrating.
Yeah.
I saw something today, what millennials hate that boomers say. And I say all these things that they're talking about. Like when you're recording something, I'm videoing this or or put it on tape. Let's get the tape out. There's no such thing. We just don't
I do think young people still say filming, like I was filming something.
Yes, they'll say that. They also don't like when, and I do this all the time too, it's like, are you going to heat something up? Let's just nuke it. They don't say that. They don't, when you're putting something in the microwave.
It's too aggressive.
Too aggressive. It's too hurtful. That's right. Mike, you have an idea for me, the Luddite in the room. Go ahead.
Hey, Chris. Hey, real quick. That shared option's been on since like iOS 6.
The share option. No, it's different now. It's different. This is different. You know what I'm talking about? It's like now, literally, as I do it, if I've shared the document, my wife can see what I'm doing. We're like linked together.
Yeah, I know. I've been sharing notes since like iOS 6 or 7.
Nope.
Boy,
no,
this is not going to end well.
No,
this is not how this call was supposed to go.
I don't believe that.
He was supposed to help you.
It says on here, help for you. All he's
I've been sharing since iOS 6. What do you want? iOS 8?
You don't even know what iOS means.
I know. That's another thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what iOS means.
Your wife does the updating for you.
She does.
Yeah.
She handles all of that. Do you have an idea for me to stop this from happening in the future? Yes.
Well, maybe you can take a screenshot of your notes.
Yes.
And then email your picture.
Okay. I thought about that.
Is it one page or is it more than one page?
It's one page. That's a good idea. I'll take.
Yeah.
I'll take.
No, go ahead.
I'll take.
Screenshot's a good idea.
That's a good idea. I'll screenshot what I've got here. And then that's right. And then I'll email it to myself and I'll print it. That's a good idea. I can do that. Thank you. You know, I had a great idea once too.
Once.
Well, it's given to me. Just like that.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be I would be in a store and I couldn't see the prices on the items. This is when I was so vain I wasn't wearing reading glasses.
Yeah.
And somebody said, you know what you do is you take a picture of the price or the information and then you blow it up to where you can see it. And that was really smart. So
I've seen people do that with menus in
Yes.
darkened restaurants.
Yes.
I've seen people do it with medicine labels,
I'll equate that.
warning labels, ingredients.
So then you know. That's exactly right.
How long have you been wearing the readers now? To me, it's just, I'm sure to Biggie too. It's just part of your look.
Yeah.
I'd say 5 years now.
When we see without, it throws us.
It was probably, I fought it for about 2 years, and then I'd say 4 to 5 years ago, I started putting them on just on the edge of my nose.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't, I was like, I don't really need them. But if I look down, but now they're just on, now.
Yeah.
I've really gotten used to it.
You and Dave both have just embraced the readers.
I know. And my wife is always trying to say, why don't you get contacts? You can get contacts, but I don't mind the readers at all. I like
I remember
the
you tried the contacts, right? And you didn't like them.
Well, you tried it half-assed.
Okay, no. Wait.
Somebody told you something.
They said do one. They said you're going to do one contact. So I would put one in one eye so that helped me see close up, but then the other eye I could see.
That's right.
I could still see far away.
I forgot about that.
But it threw off my equilibrium.
Yeah, drive with one eye, read with one eye.
That wasn't easy for me. And I also didn't love putting the contacts in the morning. That was another thing. My wife, you know how much I love her. She's always trying to solve problems that I don't really think need solving. Like she keeps on saying, if you just try those contacts. And I say to her, why? I don't mind the glasses. They work perfectly. They work just fine. It's like
that she doesn't like your face with them?
She doesn't want you looking old.
Oh, you think that's it? You think that's why? You think that makes me look old?
I think just saying you have readers or having to use readers.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know, if she doesn't want you, you seeming old makes her,
by association,
seem old or feel old.
Oh, you think that might be what it is? But she really is a problem solver. She's always like rearranging furniture to say, let's do it this way. She's constantly doing that. I'll come home and a room will look different. She goes, you're not going to believe what I've done. And I look at it and I think, well, it's nice, but it really is the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't solve.
My girlfriend, she's a good bit younger than me.
Yes.
And she's, I think, thrilled because she says that by dating me, she can embrace her inner older person. Like going to bed at like 8:30 or
later.
9.
Yeah, later.
Yeah, because she's
earlier.
Earlier, yeah. She's like, this is great. I really love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, this is who I want to be. You've really allowed me to be myself.
Oh, Biggie. Snuffing out yet another candle.
Yeah.
Another young woman's hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
All right.
Puff of smoke.
She's like, this is who I want. She's like, this is who I am. This is who I want to be.
You want an old soul.
Now she goes to bed earlier than me.
I love it.
Yeah, she 8:30 at night. She's like, night.
My wife.
Well, let me ask you this: does your young girlfriend Biggie go to the grocery store?
Yes, she still does. And she
You
and I
do not.
battle.
You don't.
She and I battle that.
Yeah, I know you.
But she will when she runs out. have a lot of things delivered, like wine.
And they'll do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So to me, I think she over delivers small things, and she can't believe that I don't go to the grocery store.
Well, I'll tell you what's happening now. Last night I had some Peruvian chicken, and terrific little out of the way place.
I know the place.
You know it, don't you?
It is delicious.
It is really, really good. And I looked through, went ahead and downloaded the app, and I'm doing a lot of that now.
You're apping. You didn't want to. You resisted.
I have to say, this is the one thing that I'm like, all right, this is good. This thing that we do now where I order something, and I go to $12 salad stores all the time. Well, last night I went to the Peruvian chicken store, and I got their app, and I ordered it and paid for it online, and it said, what time do you want to pick it up? And I said, 6:35. I go to the Peruvian chicken store. I walk in. There's a big
Hola.
line. Yeah, right. Exactly. There's a big line, but yet my food is just
sitting in a bag,
sitting right there, and you just walk in and get it. Now I'm doing that all over the place now, avoiding lines, and I think that's really a nice thing. You just, and plus it's already paid for. It's not unless you just app it 15 minutes before you go. It's clean. I like that.
Now I will tell you something she does a lot of, and I think people her age do that 30-year-old range. DoorDash.
You do a lot of that.
All the time.
I never do that.
All the time.
I never do it.
Even more so than me.
I never ever do that. Well, I did it. Actually, I did it yesterday. It's funny. When I went to get the thing yesterday at the Peruvian chicken place, when I walked in,
hola.
Right, I went to the place where it says pick up orders, and nothing was there. And I said, wait a minute. And there's a long line. So I go right to the front of the line, just kind of cut my way in. I said, listen, I ordered, and it's not over there where it says it is. And she said, we're finding that the Uber Eats drivers and the DoorDashers are picking up the wrong stuff constantly, so we keep it back here now. And so she handed it to me. And okay, that makes sense right there. Now, yesterday, listen, I did an Uber Eats. Here's why. Flashback 24 hours ago. I had some disparaging comments about a musical, okay? It wasn't my cup of tea. Now, the place where I went to see the musical, Cats, 2 nights ago. Remember yesterday when I was talking about this?
Yeah.
All right. They're a valued advertiser as well and a client. And after the show, somebody said, hey, man, we're advertising that show.
Somebody important said that.
Somebody important said to somebody else, way more important than me, hey, has your DJ got his head up his ass? We're advertising that show. How about keep your trap shut or say, that wasn't my cup of tea, instead of being, quote unquote, harsh about the musical. And I agree 1,000 times over. I never should have said those things, and I apologized for it because, that wasn't my place to say that. It wasn't my cup of tea, but I'm sure many, many, many hundreds and thousands of people here will enjoy that show. And the Tanger Center has never been anything but wonderful to us. That's where I saw the show. And everything I've ever seen there has been fantastic. Cats wasn't my cup of tea. So
I always love these moments. Well, normally I get tipped off to him first, which is what happened again yesterday.
Yeah.
I got a little note on my phone. I was like, trouble's a brewing.
Yep.
If Kelly starts using the phrase cup of tea, we'll know they've gotten to him.
Normally it's a text from someone that says, did you all mention
cats? We did. Oh, I need to hear that, because that's always the greatest news. I need to hear it. Let's see how bad it was. So you go back through it, and you're like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So I said.
And I do my best to stall.
Yeah. I said some things I should not have said. And then I got done. And they are a valued client and friend and partner of the radio station and have been nothing but great to us. And so I said, I've got to apologize for this. And then our colleague Josie said, you know what you ought to do? Send them some Crumbl Cookies to say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And
a peace offering.
A peace offering, if you will. And I said, that's a great idea. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Out of my own pocket, I'm not going to ask the radio station. I'm just going to send them some Crumbl Cookies. So first I sent an apology email, and then I went online to Crumbl Cookies, and I Googled, can I deliver Crumbl Cookies? And they said, sure.
Have you been too harsh?
Would you like our I blanked up bouquet?
Yeah. How many cookies says I really messed up? 6.
12. 12. I went 12.
Yeah.
I listened back to it. I said, this is a 12 cookie job right here. And I did an assortment of 12 different cookies, okay? And I ordered through DoorDash.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought I'd be able to say, I'm so sorry, I messed. I thought there'd be a spot to say that, but I didn't see it. I didn't see a note section.
Yeah, I'm not sure
that's right.
They have that ability.
They didn't. And
that's just a one. Yeah. It's a courier.
So I just that's the way I did it. I just sent it. Okay, there it is, and it was going to this big auditorium. It's now just got staff in there in the middle of the day in a heavy, heavy rain. It was raining and cold yesterday, and so I emailed the woman that I'm sure I had upset her and her boss by saying bad things about cats. And I said, hey, just to let you know, you've got a few cookies on the way, and let it go at that. But what I envisioned was a DoorDash driver going to like the now closed
the stage door
and just leaving a.
Yeah.
I'm afraid
we got some cookies for some cats. That's us.
I'm afraid that the cookies just sat out in the rain.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh, no.
I hope they got somewhere to where somebody enjoyed them, but I have no idea of those cookies. But I did use DoorDash to do that yesterday.
So technology opens a door and closes a window in your life.
That's good. You're right. Exactly. On the one hand, it was good. On the other hand, it wasn't as good. I'll tell you this, though. Those cookies, you know what it does? I shouldn't say. I'll tick somebody else off.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea.
Well, look, I love the Crumbl Cookie.
Delicious. I say worth it.
You think so?
Absolutely.
A dozen was
after what you did.
Pricey dozen, but worth it. Absolutely. It has to be done.
What you don't know is a coworker of ours. You're not on social media.
No.
Was at the same show you were.
Yeah.
And he's quoted now in like the poster about how great it is. And I'm like, man, what an opposite day we had here.
See it again and again.
Yeah. He's like, wow, I've been quoted again on the poster. I believe his line was like, it's perfect.
Nice.
Listen, great show. It's a great, it's a great venue. And was it my cup of tea? No. But it's been for years. It's been heralded as a fantastic show. I said it's probably me. It's probably my inability to understand things. That's how it was. So yeah, send them the cookies. Now, last time I did Crumbl Cookies, remember I had a beef with them too, because when I ordered them for the first time, and I love them. I love the Crumbl Cookies. It said, "Where did you hear about us?" on the tablet, and radio was not an option.
Right.
And I said to the young lady behind the counter, I want to write in radio. And she said, why?
You can't write on those.
I said, I want to write that in. She's like,
where's your manager?